All right, hello listeners, and welcome to Attention is All We Need. Hello listeners, and welcome to Attention is All We Want.
So true.
So much better.
So bad.
I'm here, Matt Reardon, with my co-host as always, Han Messinger, i.e. the reason you're here, and our great friend, Peter Barnett, who does have an intelligence.org email address.
I do.
I also have an intelligence.org email address.
Have, currently?
I think it still works. I'm actually not sure. I've had.
I feel like they would have blocked it up by now.
Nah.
There's some old lore for long-time listeners to know.
That's right.
Hana did not have a P-Doom.
That's right.
At the time,
I didn't have an intelligence.org email address.
Great. So I pitched these two on coming here to talk about AI risk and Malthusianism. I sent a doc around. My basic claim is that AI riskers are Malthusians because we think that the resource endowment of the world, in some sense, is going to limit the potential populations to those who are best adapted to use the resource endowments, and humans are not going to be it. It's going to be the AIs. Peter, is that a fair summary of the document that I sent you, / did my document make any sense?
Yeah, I think this is a fair summary. I don't think I fully agree with the claim, but I think that is a summary of the document you sent.
Nice. Yeah, did you have some initial thoughts or reactions?
Yeah. So, it seems like maybe I don't fully know what Malthusianism is being defined as. Is it just resources will be the limiting factor? Or is it more than that?
Yeah, so there's every chance that I'm using this term in a non-standard kind of way. But I guess at the highest level, the Malthusian claim is that just populations have a natural limit that is governed by their environment, how much farmland there was for agricultural humans or whatever. It's if you don't have any technology or any more productive way to get more food out of this land, that food is just going to limit how many humans can live on that land. And you can just extend this to other resources and other matter. And you can extend it to other species and say this is the carrying capacity of all this land. And then the exact character of the species is going to determine how hard that bites and whether species continue to exist. And this is one frame to look at evolution from.
But sorry, there's just a deflationary view here, which is that this is an extremely uncontroversial claim, and it's just contingent on whether it is in fact the case that the resources available are the ones that they have, or whether they can acquire other resources, make more use of the resources they have, etc. The reason Malthusianism turned out not to be true isn't because that logic doesn't hold. It's because we invented dwarf wheat.
Correct. And my claim,
but that doesn't change the underlying logic. It just changes one of the parameters, right?
Well, no,
which changes the outcome.
We're putting an empirical claim on top of this. AI riskers are to say that we're in a temporary state where the Malthusian condition doesn't hold, and we're going to return to a Malthusian state when species, actors, specifically AIs, adapt such that they can actually make use of all the resources and then have nowhere left to go and hit a population ceiling.
But you mean this not in some we'll have AIs competing in the far future and we'll get limited for resources or whatever. You mean this in some kind of the AI that we build maybe soon is going to be doing this. But I think there's two different AI risk stories. There's this we build a singleton or we build some AIs and they take over the world. And there's this we're in this multipolar world, something, and then these AIs compete and then that's bad. And these I think are quite different stories.
But I think they're both Malthusian.
Yeah, so the first one, the more short-term takeover story, it feels it's not Malthusian in the sense that the dynamics are much more about planning for the future or something. In the normal Malthusian thing, species are just reproducing kind of blindly because that's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
But in this AI takeover story, the AI looks to the future as so it seems like I want a bunch of resources for the future. I should get them.
Yeah. But if those resources were unlimited relative to the AI, it would not be so fussed about these humans are in the way.
Yeah, I mean I do think that limited resources is definitely a key assumption of the whole AI risk story. If there were infinite resources, you wouldn't have to do anything.
I want to go back. What AI riskers, especially of the kind Peter is, and that I sometimes am, love to talk about chimpanzees.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know why not gorillas. They're also very closely related, but chimps I guess all the more so. Bonobos are the other ones that are equally related to us. Anyway, somehow chimps are the charismatic megafauna of AI doom stories. And so the argument is, were you a chimp, somehow endowed with an unusual amount of intelligence, and you were you either might have been a human a human doom like skeptic and been like, what? These like they're hairless, they're nonsense, whatever. But you might have been like, no, they're building tools, they're getting so smart, blah 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 blah. None of that is Malthusian, I think. Or were the chimpanzees at the time Malthusian, I guess is what I'm asking.
Yeah, I think
maybe yes, right? Because the argument ends up being something like, are we adversarial with ants? No, we just like almost don't notice that they're there, and we like destroy their anthills when we build skyscrapers.
So I think here's the conversation that two chimps have. One chimp is like, man, these humans are sure getting smarter like pretty quick and doing all kinds of interesting things. Don't you think they could just like
look at the exponential?
They could like take out our whole environment and do whatever those fires that they make and stuff with it. And the other chimp is like, dude, do you know how big the world is? Why are they going to bother with our little habitat? We have this whole like space to expand out into. And my point is like,
which is sort of true. I mean,
they're going to expand like hell, guys.
I mean, one proxy question might be for a lot of, well, depending on your story, it might matter to you a lot that chimps are still alive. This is like a conversation that came up around our AI 2027 video, which is like, there are still chimpanzees in Kinshasa, but they're like all in zoos, and so maybe that's like that's a really positive story, right?
I mean, this is crazy. Like the people who try to be optimistic about like the human zoos in the future, and I'm like, what on earth are you talking about? I don't feel great about like, I don't know, they keep like 8 billion humans alive, but we kind of want a human zoo and you can't really expand, and like the whole future is like dramatically curtailed.
But that's because you have like weird long-termist views about all value being in the big in the future, rather than because you think like zoo life is bad qua zoo life. Is that right?
Yeah. Although it does, this like human zoo story does also require like that the AIs care enough to like keep the humans in zoos that the humans like.
Sure. Although, notably, like humans do keep animals in zoos that they seem to mostly like. Or I don't know. I don't know how happy animals in zoos
I know a lot
are,
of people are really sad about the zoo conditions.
I don't know about this. I think they're wrong. I think a lot of animals. They're also whatever. This is really going off track. But I think a lot of those animals are like they're often born in captivity. They're well suited to being in zoos. They're almost like a different subspecies or something. The domesticated zoo type.
Yeah, you probably don't want to send like a zoo chimp to the wild.
I think he would not do so well. He'd be like really like nerdy and like a bullied by the other chimp.
Too sheltered.
Yeah, it's the bougie chimp. They reinvent communism. But I think like. Yeah, do we want to be domesticated humans? And I think we do.
Yeah, it seems. I feel like there's just a bunch
of raw, untapped ambition.
Yeah,
love it.
You were like appealing to my like. You're like, you're a weirdo, and so you care about the long-term future or whatever. But I feel like the normies also don't want to be like a human zoo. You're like kind of like.
A shocking number of people are like, this is one of the Bostrom arguments around utilitarians making deals with the broader world, which is like. We, too, are grabby type optimizers, the subject of many, many a Joe Carl Smith post. And we, perhaps at our deepest core level, should integrate the notion that, like, Earth should be left alone as a cooperative handshake with the people who are like, why would I ever let you anywhere near power? You too, are interested in, like, destroying Earth and leaving me in a zoo at best.
Yeah, that is true, and that is.
So I think actually a lot of people want to be in. Well, they wouldn't call it a human zoo; they would call it Earth, the best planet for human existence that has ever been known. It's got an atmosphere, it's got water, it's good.
Yeah, it feels different if like you're only being kept alive because the AI is kind of like letting you. Like in some sense, you're like not truly like the masters of your destiny.
Do you feel like the master of your current destiny? Sorry.
No, good.
Sorry, I don't know where this is going, but I'm like, I'm not the master of my current destiny. Like, I'm absolutely, in some actually kind of beautiful, wholesome way, but I mean, you could describe it however you like, aesthetically, absolutely my existence is subject to capitalism and supply chains and people stronger and smarter than me, thank God, and also just like the existence of like untold billions of people.
Yeah.
Like I'm obviously like a weak, domesticated, unsharpened nails would die in tooth and fang and red blood and claw kind of nature.
There's a real like parallel conservatism happening in both of your views, right? It's like Hannah is like.
What a mad take.
Hannah is like.
Matt actually doesn't believe in liberalism. He just thinks everything is a subject of conservatism. We're about to find that out. Do tell.
Perhaps.
Oh, you're a liberal. You want to go back to 1994. Oh, you're a communist. You want to go back to 1918.
Nobody's thinking of the future, except maybe this guy. But yeah, like, Hannah, you look at people and you say, like, oh, they like their environment, they like the atmosphere, they like the earth, that's all very comfortable. Like, that's the thing that they want to keep. And Peter looks at, like, oh, humanity collectively, like, has power over the future, and that's the thing that they want to keep. And we just want to keep these things. We just, like...
Yeah, well, I think the view I was espousing was kind of like my, like, thing I think the normies might think. I kind of want to, take the galaxies and do all the stuff, but I'm happy to leave the humans in charge of Earth to,
So yeah, on the object level, Peter is very concerned with power. And he wants it for us, for himself, for something familiar to him.
But this is important, right? Like, AI riskers do often talk about humanity as an interest group.
And it might not be.
And I don't know about that.
Well, I mean, I think, like, we've got some similarities, and we can do trades.
Here's a contrast. Like, I just don't derive that much satisfaction from knowing that, like, my species collectively is in control of the world. It just, like, doesn't matter much to me.
Yeah. That's a crazy too.
I could imagine alternatives that, like, specifically are bad for me. Like, the ones where I get killed because my species is not collectively in charge of the world. But, like, if you offer me a thing where, like, we lose our power over the future, but I don't die, and I get my atmosphere, I'm, like, fine with that. My atmosphere and some other creature comforts and da da da.
I'm sorry. If the rest of the universe, the known universe, gets turned into, like, valueless boron.
I prefer that it don't happen, but me selfishly, I'm like kind of, I'd be fine.
See, I now feel like Matt and I are not in the same
Yeah, now
anymore.
Interesting, what does it mean to be...
And Matt! This is what I'm saying! Even among us. The heretics exist.
What do you mean for, like, selfishly? I guess I'm like, oh yeah, for my, like, kind of personal hedonic experience or whatever. Yeah, it's kind of fine. Although I would be very sad about, like, the whole universe. And in some sense, I think that's basically the only thing I endorse caring about. Although, I do care about my hedonicness, whatever, because I'm a weak human.
Shout out to Peter's friends and girlfriends. He likes you because he's weak.
She will be listening.
I got it.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, I do think I was putting myself in the shoes of just, like, normal person. Guys, let's talk about my friend Eddie from high school, who Hannah wants to have as a guest. He helped set up yesterday. Thanks, Eddie. This dude knows how to be happy.
Were we going to talk about economics?
We'll get back to that in a second.
Okay.
He's just, like, so content with life. He's like, I have a wife. She has a good job. Means I don't have to work so many hours. I can just chill and hang out all day.
I agree. If you had a wife, you'd be happier.
And I don't.
It's really great. I'm not married.
And I don't fuss over, like, whether I could be doing more or doing better. I just, like, wake up and I enjoy my day and I'm happy and I go to bed and I don't, like, fuss about the fate of the universe and, like, a million other things. And I think this is a very healthy way to be for an individual human, and I hope that many and most humans are living some version of this. And so I think it's a view that we should,
seriously.
Yeah, give some breath to it, at least when we talk about the interests of humanity or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think...
Even though I'm a long-termist, I agree with you.
Mm-hmm. But I think I
He says the catechism quickly under his breath.
I know people, like...
The Inquisition is coming.
And those people, like, living this life, like, if they want to. It seems great for them. Like, force them to, like, be a crazy long-termist.
I'm going to create a zoo for the non-long-termists.
Sorry, that's...
Actually, kind of, yeah.
So I mean, maybe this is the Bostrom point. I haven't actually read the original text, but he's like...
It's a great date night paper, by the way.
Nice. But, like, the plan is we're so, like optimizing and, like, future focused such that we can make some, like, very, very beneficial trades, because people will value things sooner in time and they'll value the Earth. And I'm like, no, I just value, like, raw matter and energy integrated over time.
Right, like, you and the AIs are in conflict in a way, and grabby aliens, if we want to bring those into the conversation, in a way that Eddie is not.
Not nearly as much, yeah. I mean,
Eddie is in a position to get a lot more of what he wants out of the world than you.
Yeah.
Because he wants fewer things.
Yeah.
Which is a good way to be happy.
Yeah.
Constrain your wants and ambitions.
Yeah.
Separate yourself from desire. I will say... It does seem like a kind of notable fact about the human species. Okay, here's a problem. are just differential levels of grasping, raw, energetic, ambitious over the course of their lives. Often this has to do basically with like youth and like hormone levels and age and all that stuff. But and frankly, if we believe certain versions of the world, and I think that this has a lot of weight, like one of it is whether you already found your spouse, right? Like, especially I think for men, but for a lot of people, like when you haven't like figured out what you want, when you don't have your dream job, when you don't have the dream relationship, that's a lot, like that's like a fire for a lot of people's ambition, right? Like this is the kind of like conservative view that like, you know, whatever, men like go to war and like build civilization for women. I think that's oversimplified. But there's something to like, when you want and you need, you like do things. So, and when you have everything you want, you sit on Earth and you enjoy your atmosphere and you let the universe get taken over by valueless optimization agents.
So I'll say two things.
Like one of the best ways to de-radicalize terrorists is to get them married.
Right. So I will say that it's interesting that I'm the one who's representing the contented view, despite the fact that I have so much less in these dimensions than you do. So that's one interesting thing. And the other thing is
I am engaged to a pretty hardcore utilitarian, so that helps. It's about value alignment.
And then
it keeps your values on point. You gotta know who you're.
The other thing is like how tautological is that? Like you're like, oh, it's the people who still like don't have what they want, who hunger for the stars, but like some people want the stars.
But you will notice, not everyone, but you will notice that as people get older, and sometimes because they get married, but sometimes because they just get older, you do notice them being like, oh, I don't have the fire I used to have. Like there is something that feels so central to humanity about like deep grasping ambition, and also so fragile.
Oh yeah.
To like the turning of 40.
Yeah. Or Hannah, and you don't have to name any names. People who have kids.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, actually, little baby Ned.
Yeah.
Maybe he's what it's all about.
That's right. And that's even stronger and more intense.
Yeah, I think I definitely do feel this. I think when I was like a naive 23-year-old, first learning about the stars and how much, and our cosmic endowment, I felt like so much fire. And now, I'm like making life decisions and whatever.
He's thinking about kids.
Thinking about kids. It like the kids and the life is like so much nearer than the stuff. I think I was thinking very far mode about the stars.
Yep.
Even though I do like still kind of endorse that, but it's like hard for it to impact decisions.
What conversation do you think you would have with your 23-year-old self? Like, who would win the argument? Would he hate you?
Oh, I think I basically endorse the 23-year-old's views, but
but here you are, weakly subject.
Exactly. Well, not always. There's always. Maybe I now like better like understand the like we're only human. You've got to like I don't know. You can't optimize for your whole life. You'll be very sad and bad if you do that.
Jesus fucking Christ, this is what happens. Even to Peter! Peter's like, really some of the best of us here. Yeah, this is very normal. And I find it sort of confusing how to orient to it. Because I also think there's something extremely beautiful about the human desire to like tend to the hearth.
Yeah. I mean, I think I also, when I was younger, like 23, I still did have this, like, I want kids and I want this kind of life. But also, I was like, but also the stars.
Yeah.
Like, I think
And now the star-to-child ratio is...
Yeah, previously these were like...
Well, I used to be that the star-to-child ratio in my life was infinity to zero, and now I have one kid, which has really changed the game.
I don't have a kid.
You have some kids in expectation. And some stars in expectation. That's my point. But I don't know. But this feels kind of notable in that, I mean, whatever. You could just model this as different humans having different preferences, but it is also pretty notable that the same humans often go through the arc of being both of these people. Where, like, what feels like most raw and human and true is the stars or some other ambitious venture. Not for everyone. Not everyone goes through such a phase. And I would, destroy confidence for my daughter's smile or whatever.
Will you
do the dishes?
Or refill the bubble toy?
Yeah, exactly. You will. You both will. You'll refill the bubble toy.
Well, thanks for the vote of confidence. There's a lot of steps
I can
between where I'm sitting today and refilling the bubble toy.
What's funny is that I am the only one of the three of us who doesn't want kids.
Wow.
People
Which is why I'm going to stay true to the values. I'm actually the only true here. It's not true. I don't believe that. I don't endorse that.
People model me as wanting kids, just always by default, even though...
Oh, because you're so trad. Do you not want kids?
I'm ambivalent.
Don't say that. That's not good for the dating job.
I am aware. But like, Hannah, this episode is going to come out after the episode where you interviewed me about my life, and I figure all of our prospects die when that goes public. So I can just be awkward now.
We can get back to economics, but it's crazy to be ambivalent. I find it crazy to be ambivalent about wanting kids. I'm like, that's like maybe one of the most important personal decisions you make.
Well, look,
does that imply that it could be really hard to figure out what you want?
But you should try and you should I don't know. It's like,
so wait, I have a decision.
Should we figure out? Should we not talk about economics and just figure out a match of kids?
Well, here's my decision calculus, and maybe this is just good, and you guys will just endorse it. If my future partner,
I knew it. Oh God, the most predictable sentence in the universe.
Is cool enough.
Oh, no. All right. The next chapter predictor got off track.
I will do what you want with respect to kids.
oh, so it was what you thought it was.
I thought he was going to say if my partner wants kids, I'll have kids, and if she doesn't, I don't. But this reveals the option in which he marries someone he doesn't think is that cool.
I'm going to try not to. No promises.
I'm so excited to give my toast to your wedding.
So anyway, economists.
I've always wanted to say, we can just leave. It's okay. I'll take you out of here. To her, to be clear.
Oh, yeah.
What do you mean, this podcast or
Yeah,
Peter, you and I can just leave.
that's true.
Economics.
Yeah, so anyway, we kicked off that conversation where we ended up finding out what my decision to have children looked like by talking about why so many economists are dismissive of AI risk.
Yeah.
And so anyway, I had my reason. I think that they just like have this deep underlying assumption, like, oh, Malthusian dynamics, those are over and done. There's always
where the specific crux is like you will always be able to like make better use of the resources you have or find more resources.
And make positive sum trades. Yeah. So it's like all the way to like, can we trade with ants? Catch bases.
And I will say, if you can play with time, you can get a lot in the way of resources, right? Like one of the biggest constraints, as far as I'm concerned, is not space or even matter, but is time. Like the heat death of the universe. And if you can change, if you can just like run faster, then you can sort of get arbitrarily large amounts of time. Not infinitely, but like you can just like shoot that number up. So that feels like, I guess you could also get physically smaller and therefore have more space. Something quantum. Anyway, that feels very appealing to me because the hard limit on time and matter and space is very distressing to me.
I also am very distressed by this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if there's a hard limit, right, then you can imagine some point at which some like zero-sum dynamic just like kicks back in. It's just like one ideal state of time and matter and all that. Ideal from the perspective of whoever has the power to make it so.
But yeah, we need the like.
And everything trades off against that.
We need the like dwarf wheat of experience.
Yeah.
The like cheaper, smaller.
Yeah, and I think that economists just think quite reasonably from our current vantage point, like, there's always opportunities for new ideas and innovations that allow for more positive sum trade. And AI is not going to change that. But like, I think the mirror view and our view is that it can.
Yeah, I totally haven't thought about like, we shouldn't just tile the universe with hedonium. We should tile most of the universe with hedonium and then have like hedonium optimization universities across some of the galaxies. Do you know what I mean?
To like get better hedonium or to...
Better or cheaper or like a smaller or like more intensive or like a more time experience.
I mean, I think a large amount of the long reflection will be working this out.
Oh, yeah. But I was thinking even in parallel. Even as the
because
thing.
like maybe you don't do a long reflection. You just like you do like a medium reflection.
Simultaneous reflection. Yeah.
Yeah. That seems.
But just like you just shouldn't be that. You shouldn't be so confident that you like restrict your ability to come up with new ideas.
Yeah.
Like you should almost never be that confident, right? Unless it is like 10 seconds away. Like 10 seconds before the heat death of the universe. Like you shut down the universities.
You can probably squeeze a lot of stuff into 10 seconds.
This is what I'm saying. Oh, that's fair. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay. At some point.
Yeah. I mean, on the economists.
Yeah. Should we give any context what we're saying? I feel like we jumped over like a lot of 101s. Or is that fine?
For our audience, classy bunch that they are, all 53 of you.
Questions? Go to Matt. And
Matt and Hannah@gmail.com.
Yeah!
Yeah, it's like a married couple. It's great.
Oh boy.
Look, the person who likes you is not me, Hannah.
Oh my god. I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. Caesar, please talk about economics very fast.
So I think I guess I can just shit on the economists and just talk about economics.
They're dismissive of the iris. They have some reason that it's unclear to most people.
Yeah.
But isn't the main thing that they just like look? This is the Basil Hopper thing, right? He just looks at the interest rates and he's like, "Bros."
The market is not pricing.
Oh, I mean, I think it's just that.
Yeah.
Maybe it's that, but I think, or they just like don't think AI will be a big deal or whatever.
Well, I guess I think the markets don't think it'll be a big deal, and that's a huge update.
Although they still think it's going to be. I think since that post, like the markets did update, although not like towards like singularity level.
Anyway, you've now been trying to say something for quite a while.
Oh yeah, I think the economists don't believe in AGI, and so therefore, that's just why they don't take it seriously.
Okay, so correct. I do think that in general, right, you have these like different premises. It's like, here's what ASI means. Then there's a claim that ASI is possible, right? And that's sort of like everyone across the board, economists otherwise, who don't believe in iris, they get off. They're just like, oh, that sounds sci-fi. I don't buy it or whatever. But then there's like AI could kill us and AI would want to kill us. And I think that economists disproportionately dismiss this, like, even if they could, would want to. And I think that's quite interesting.
Yeah.
But I also think there's like, does ASI matter thing? Like, no? Like, some humans are much smarter than other humans, but they, like, don't dominate. Maybe this gets to the point of, like, what they would want to do with that power.
Yeah.
But, like, you know, people talk a lot about, like, slow dissemination across the economy and slow uptake. And we sort of know that AI is jagged, but, like, cloud code is obviously superhuman in some senses.
But it's not like...
Not radically superhuman, not on every axis.
It's not like take over the world level.
Totally. But, like, nonetheless, here it is. And mostly it's, like, a thing people tweet about.
Yeah, but I think it is there is a very important big difference when like trying to work out whether AI will take over the world about whether it can versus whether it's just called code.
Sure.
Yeah, like no, both of it.
You were gonna shit on the economists?
Yeah, so the idea is, I think to the extent that they're willing to like take the empirical assumption seriously, which there's some extent to which that's true, and they still have this like positive sum trade, comparative advantage.
It's confusing to me.
Conquest is silly and expensive.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like they generally like think war is very dumb and like no one ever goes to war rationally. I mean, or like something like this, or like at least that humans and AIs won't go to war because there'll always be these positive sum trades.
Yeah.
And this feels, I don't know, and there's a bunch of like 201 level arguments about just like the AI will be able to use the resources better than the humans can, so the AI will want them. The human is made of atoms that the AI wants.
Does it matter that like modern economics of this sort is like no more than 300 years old and we like did mercantilism for a long time? So like obviously it wasn't obvious to people that conquest is expensive and dumb.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of conquest was expensive and dumb, but a lot of conquest was like pretty awesome for the conquerors. Very bad for the conquerors.
Base AF!
Like, it seemed like Spain or whatever earned a lot of gold by taking over South America.
Well, but the argument is, like, had they figured out the idea of positive sum trades earlier, or, right, I think
They probably could have done better.
If everyone was just, like, more sensible and wise and had a long reflection before they conquered the Americas, they could have, like, done better.
Yeah. 100 million people died.
Like, what if they traded with the
like,
Americans instead of killing them or whatever?
Yeah, they could have been working productively to mine.
The Mayans invented zero. They, like...
They can figure stuff out.
They had books. They did a lot of cool shit.
Yeah.
We, like, lost it.
I mean, I think there's also...
We've lost the old ways of, you know, like, really, really impressive amounts of human sacrifice by Aztecs, you know.
Yeah.
So much we could learn.
I mean, I think one argument is that the humans aren't going to want, like, say you build a superintelligence and you want to trade with it, and AI superintelligence is like, I'm so much smarter than you, you should give me 99% of the universe. That's just how this is going to, play out.
Yeah.
And humans are going to be like, no, I don't want that.
Yeah.
Time to go to war, potentially. I think sometimes that's, like, the human problem.
So, like this is, like, the hawk, small bird, whatever. There's all these dynamics. No. There's all these dynamics in the animal kingdom where it's, like, sort of genuinely, like, they sort of figure out who would win in a fight or something in advance, and then, like, often don't fight because it's costly.
Oh, yeah.
The only example I like remember well is spotting, where like antelopes jump really high in the air instead of running away from the lion, and it sort of like signals like I could get away from you, and then the lion doesn't pursue, and then everybody like gets to save their energy. But you're saying humans just like will not accept.
Well, at least they won't. I don't think they'll accept some kind of insane trade, especially trades that put like the humans like below subsistence level. Although I guess the galaxy is big.
But I'm saying 1% of everything is way more than we currently have.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if in fact,
But it would probably
sorry.
be a much lower number than that.
Right.
Yeah.
But if the like superhumanly persuasive, like extremely charming looking AI representative comes to Earth in like a sort of like a constructed human looking body, so in a suit, and says like, what I want to promise you is like 7,000 billion galaxies. Like, you think we're going to be like, boo!
Yeah, I mean, and there's a difficult thing here where, like, maybe we do this trade, and then the galaxy, then the AI just has 99% of the universe or whatever. Then can't it just renege on the deal and just, like, take your stuff? And maybe there's a way to, like, FTT or do some, like, guaranteed blah, 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 blah.
Right.
But...
And that's what Peter's been working on for 4 years.
No.
But so what do you think the economists are getting wrong? Oh, you just think they don't believe in AGI?
I think it's mainly they don't believe in AGI. And I think it's also, I think it is that they believe that we'll be able to, like, that the AI will, like, want to do trades, and, like, that we will be able to do these kind of trades. Well, I think if the AI, like, gets really, really, really smart, maybe it'll just, like, pretend to do trades and just, like, fuck us over. Or, I mean, it's so weird. I just try to imagine the world where we're doing trades with this ASI, we build this, like, superhuman entity, and then, like, the US president sits down and is like, I guess we now have to bargain about the whole universe, and I'm like, what? That's so...
And aren't you glad that we have the man who wrote The Art of the Deal?
Yeah, it's going to be such a great deal. We're going to get...
Greenland?
Humans get
The
Greenland.
AI is going to give America Greenland.
The AI gets the rest of it.
I'm sure we'll give the rest of everything for that.
Well, you know, we can squeeze into Greenland, probably.
Great.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
do you think their views are reasonable conditional on, like, if you also didn't believe in AGI, or you also believe in positivism traits, which you basically believe what they believe?
I mean, if I didn't believe in AGI, I think it's like, yeah, that seems true. Although, I mean, often they're very dumb. Like, I think this Asimoglu paper...
Even if Peter believed what you believed, he wouldn't be as stupid as you are.
This Asimoglu paper, where he's like...
I'm really impressed you can pronounce his name.
I could be saying it wrong.
No, that's right.
Where he just like says, the AI will not get better. We're going to like model the effects of AI on the economy, assuming there are no increases in AI like capabilities.
Impressive.
And he does he tries to model like diffusion of current AI capabilities or whatever.
I mean, it's a classic problem with academia, right? It's like you do what's publishable, and you just do some safe assumptions, use the old tools.
Yeah.
And everyone says, oh yes, you've used the methods correctly.
Yeah.
And they make sense with your assumptions. Are your assumptions useful for the world in any way? Like, doesn't matter.
Do you guys know anything about the academic work that occurred around the arrival of the internet? It'd be interesting to see like how well did we do on that. I'm listening to the Acquired podcast on Google, and so I now feel like I have like a couple factoids about like how people were thinking about this, but not like a deep.
This is actually a fantastic question, right? Because this is a criticism that...
Wow, that is the nicest thing Matt has ever said to me. Unless he's my secret admirer.
I think this is like a criticism that gets launched at Miri a bunch, that you guys don't have any formal academic publications, and the general AI extra space is quite light on these, or maybe they're like totally absent. And I just wonder, like, if you looked at the internet or some other emerging technology, how long did it take, like, formal academics to, like, be doing serious work about what it is and what its implications are? Because if it's like the late 90s, then that's like, wow, you're so late to the game. And this is just how we should expect academia to operate. Right? So
what I just learned from this podcast is that, PageRank and Backrub were, at first, academic projects. Sergey and Larry were not yet trying to build a company. They were like at Stanford and doing interesting academic work. And then they were like, apparently like Larry's brother like made it big in some small company, and they were like, oh, we should make this profitable. But so they were doing, what at the time was like, oh, let's just index this weird thing called the World Wide Web. This is an interesting academic project. But then, none of that is like projections on how the internet will change everything.
Yeah, I don't think I know. Yeah, I didn't. I'm just totally ignorant about whether people had like forecasted the effect of the internet. I mean, I think
the most famous one is Paul Krugman being like,
Yeah.
this is like going to make no difference or something.
Yeah.
So,
which was true until like 2009 or something.
what do you mean?
So Paul Krugman...
But there's the whole like doesn't show up in productivity statistics thing, which, by the way, is there an answer to this? Is it just that it's distracting too?
I don't know. I think it's still a bit of a puzzle, though it obviously has, I think, now, just because like people use like email and Slack and like these things to communicate, and productivity has risen, and I think that's like probably the reason. It's just not
I
like
think the existence of Slack is really an unclear sign of the overall productivity of the world.
agreed.
It's called Slack.
I think the internet economy is like so competitive that like internet companies don't capture the gains, but you see them in overall productivity. So like it's just a lot of consumer surplus essentially.
But like, has productivity in fact did it have an inflection point?
It's like I don't know if it was an inflection point, but it's also just harder. It's harder to keep growing productivity year after year because like ideas get harder to find.
Or maybe they don't.
There we go.
There's an asterisks piece that I haven't read that claims not.
I know.
Same.
This is also our epistemic status. Overall, okay. I started to go overall for overall like productivity statistics, overall dress, overall shorts, overall dress women, overall meeting, overall NFL standings, the 5 genders, overall productivity.
I mean, there's the kind of like straight lines on graphs or whatever, and like maybe like without the internet, productivity would have like tapered off.
Yeah.
But like you need to, the internet like did that.
That's my claim.
Yeah. I don't know. Seems hard to pull these apart. Maybe you could. It does seem crazy that like the internet doesn't add to productivity. Like you look at like all of the big companies, and they're all, well, many of them are just internet companies.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not what I thought you were saying, but that's interesting. Yeah.
But like that's where all the growth has been.
Yeah.
And growth hasn't looked abnormal because everything else has been
Everything sucks.
relatively stagnant. Yeah.
Is this like the bits versus atoms something?
Wait. Hold on. If like the Magnificent Seven or whatever people are calling it had grown a huge amount and everything else was stagnant, we would see it grow.
Right, we do.
Oh, I see.
It's just not like we didn't go from like 3% growth to 6% growth because the internet. It's like the internet just like was the growth, and like the things that gave us 3% in 2000.
Of course, I was going to end up in Our World and Data, the only good website. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, productivity growth continues at the pace, but I don't know if they'll have a great explanation because it is just a very hard thing to understand. I think.
Yeah, I do often try to reflect on productivity growth.
Do you guys
And
want
I'm
to
like,
take?
wow.
Will you eyeball this graph for me, which we can put on the screen, and tell me if you think there's some inflection point around 2000?
We can put it on the screen.
We have put equal amounts of effort into editing this podcast.
I mean, it's hard to know.
This is how science happens. Just like, look at it. I do think there's something to this. I mean, obviously we could like do fancy math at it, but I kind of think.
I mean, it feels like
just look at it. Look
it
at
feels
it.
like we're looking at like exponentials, and you get, or like some that are kind of exponential, and so like, oh, it gets faster at the end. Or, it's always going to be.
Yeah, the internet in Germany.
Great point. Kind of feels like 1985 is the main inflection point I see on this graph.
What happens in
Isn't the
1985?
nothing?
Extremely early internet.
No, what? Like in DARPA only?
Wait, I feel like
Germany does not have
I
DARPA.
feel the nerds
Were the nerds on the internet?
maybe or like Commodore.
But they were definitely on computers.
Yeah, maybe
Computers and internet are different, right?
I've heard.
Importantly. I didn't understand that for a very long time. I mean, not like, to be fair, like, I've done this for a long time now. And it's different from the World Wide Web.
Crazy.
Which it is, that's so much. Anyway, it's crazy that we have a universal protocol.
Yeah.
It just did not have to happen that way. Oh,
I mean,
so
France
good.
tried to have their own thing, right?
Wow, of course they did.
Which like survived until like I think very recently.
Wait, I don't know about this. There's a French internet that no one else is allowed in?
Yeah, I can't remember its name.
Project Zandu.
Yeah, but it like survived I think until I think it was alive at least 15 years ago.
Incredible work.
I could maybe yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. But no, it all worked out very well. Very realistically. Do you want to take us back to where we should be?
Yeah. Economics. So I think maybe the key thing is like will the trades happen or something?
Yeah.
That feels like maybe the key.
And the trade is between AIs and us.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
question. Does it matter if the AIs trade with each other, or does it not matter?
I believe the AIs trade with each other, they can do what they like, and we're kind of not in the picture anymore, so it doesn't matter from my perspective.
Well, there are some AIs who would like capture value you thought would be valuable.
Oh,
You're not
yeah.
a human supremacist, as far as I know.
Well, I'm a...
Do you
Well,
want to come out?
well, I believe that by default, the misaligned AIs have like
Terrible values.
terrible values,
Yeah.
and like by default we won't build any aligned AIs. And so like when the misaligned AIs trade, they create a valueless universe, which is great by their lights, and I hate.
Or even not great by their lights, right? They
Yeah.
would just like not have a concept of value and just be like
Yeah, they just like
turn the world not into hedonium or
Yeah, they optimize for something.
anti-hedonium, but like
yeah, by great by their lights I mean like the thing that they do.
yeah. But I think this is importantly different, right? Like I think there is like a world, a universe chopped up and turned into like beige matter that is like somehow importantly different than like there being any concept of value in the universe at all. Like, if I had to choose, I would like choose an AI that wants something, even if it was very different from what I want, as long as it wasn't like suffering, from an AI that didn't want anything, if they were equally grabby.
Yeah, I mean, I think kind of I believe that the grabbiness is the same as the wantingness or something. But
there's an object of the grabbiness. What are you doing with the matter you control?
yeah, but I mean, like, you could turn it into beige or you could turn it into beautiful machines, and these are both like things to turn the matter into.
Yeah, but I think I'm happier with the beautiful machines.
Oh yeah, but I think the AI itself is like equally wanty in both cases. Maybe not. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I guess something in your question was like, what does it mean to like?
Well, some AIs will have valenced experiences.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, if they have valence experiences, that's awesome. I'm so excited about that.
Yeah. That's sorry. Yes, that's where I was trying to go.
Yeah, I think.
Right. Sorry. If they really like the beige, like you know,
yeah,
have at it.
Yeah, I think by default the aliens don't have valence experiences, or like I'm very uncertain. Don't want to make bets on that.
Yeah. You were going on Economist again.
Like, will these trades actually happen?
Oh yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, it seems. I guess I'm like, if the AI is smart, maybe the classic mirror view, the AI is smart enough, it doesn't need to trade with you. Maybe in the trade negotiations, it'll just super persuade you and just like fuck you over. I feel there's a bunch of like crazy stuff that could happen here. I think that the picture is somewhat different with the sub-superhuman AIs, where like, if you don't think they can super persuade you, or you think that like for some reason you can like get them to honor their deals, maybe you can do stuff here. But
well, sub-superhuman, sure. Like, we're doing that now.
yeah, what I mean like sub-radically superhuman, where like the AI could like...
Where comparative advantage still leaves us with absolute wages that are like above subsistence.
Yeah, or like you imagine an AI that like has like the power equal to like the entire US military, and so it probably doesn't want to go to war with the entire world.
Yeah.
But like it is still like very, very, very scary, and so you do have to do some trades here. Although I do feel very scared about that. I also believe that the AI with power equivalent to the entire US military probably just does an intelligence explosion and then takes over the world.
Yeah.
So who knows?
There's some question about whether intelligence explosions are possible, or even whether like the next quote-unquote intelligence explosion, like how fast is that's going to be?
Yeah.
Because like, I don't know, you can say that humans just like our brains grew really quickly over some couple 100,000 year like period or something like that. Is that an intelligence explosion by the lights of so much slower evolving species? Yes, but like by our lights, no. And like yeah, I think there's some story that's like, yeah, an intelligence explosion can happen in hours, and there's some that say it will take decades.
Well, I'm not sure that matters so much as just like the operationalization of like how fast can your society kind of like adapt, and how can you like both through diffusion and through like getting better and smarter yourself such that you're a good trading partner. Like the sort of relative speed of the explosion of them versus us seems like the only relevant factor, rather than absolute numbers, which kind of don't matter at all.
Yeah, right. But we can just use the absolute numbers as
Yeah.
heuristic. They're familiar to us.
Yeah, it seems like maybe we can reasonably well adapt to we can maybe kind of adapt to the decade or
Right,
or 100 year,
exactly.
because the 2 month or the 2 hour one we probably is totally wrecked.
So economists think there will always be these trades. You're like, if it's totally superhuman, why would you trade with us? We are as ants to it.
Yeah.
And we can renege on any deals.
Yeah, and the Carter Grace post.
Such a good one.
Why do we trade with ants? We don't trade with ants? What's it called? Why don't we trade with
We
ants?
don't trade with ants, I think.
I remember it, and I had this like 7 ways we could trade with ants.
There are many ways we could trade with ants. That is the substance of the post, but I think it's called We Don't Trade with Ants.
Yeah, I guess like tries to do some like maybe there are some of these things that the humans could do with AIs. Well, like that's like at least the subject.
Yeah.
I don't know how much. I don't remember all of the examples. I remember she's like maybe the ants could like help with really precise manufacturing because they got such small little hands. And I'm like, oh, maybe feels like.
I mean, the main thing we would want for them is to leave our houses, right? Like, could we pay them?
Leave on your own. Don't make me go through all the rigmarole of.
And don't make me kill you.
Yeah, and go where? Yeah, I guess that's in some sense that's because we like.
Reservations.
Don't make me kill you is very a guilt-driven thing that our AIs may not.
Yeah.
This is because we're fine with the ants going elsewhere and like hanging out in the outside world. But the AI is like, maybe I kind of want that matter for myself.
Right. Well, this is back to the zoo question, or
Yeah.
could spicily call them reservations or whatever. So one question might be like, does this maybe get to a question of kind of like the concept of general intelligence? Like, should we think of intelligence as sort of like a spectrum, and like, you know, some things are more intelligent than others, and then they get more and more and more? Or is there like some kind of like fairly discrete line above which there's like generality? Because the thing about ants is that we can't talk to them, but probably AIs can talk to us, both because we're smart enough, and maybe just because they're smart enough to figure out. Maybe they could also figure out how to talk to ants because they're smart enough. I don't know. Actually, yeah, that's probably true, right? They could probably like figure out some kind of pheromone situation.
Yeah. We can probably even like figure out ways to manipulate ants to do specific things. How complicated those things are.
I guess we just kill them instead because it's easier.
Yeah, although I feel the manipulation is weird because the AI can manipulate us, but that's like pretty often bad by our values or something.
Yeah, and for some reason it would also be bad by the ants' values.
Yeah,
but they do end up alive in the theory where we like pheromone trail them out of our houses or pheromone trail them until anthropically precise manufacturing. I don't know. Ant precise manufacturing.
That's like
ants.
Yeah.
No, I'm trying to make an ant version. Wow, that did not land well. You got good.
Yeah.
You got where I was going with this. But I did a bad job. It's true. Well, it's because they probably call themselves ants, and then I don't know. You got it.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. All to be cut.
That's such relief.
Where were we? Oh yeah, I'm curious for your take on this.
On which thing?
Does it matter that AIs will be able to talk to us, and we can't talk to ants? Like that seems like an important difference.
I mean, I think this is like a difference.
Like AIs can literally speak.
Yeah, like we will
human language.
Like apparently there's no.
They are trained to do so.
Yeah, there's no way to like do the dialogues with the ants, but we could probably do the dialogues with the AIs. Or at least the AI can talk to us.
Well, the first claim was like unclear, right? Maybe if we were putting all of our scientific effort into it, maybe we could like.
Yeah, I mean, think about what it would mean.
But they like I think don't have
they might
capacity.
not smart enough.
I think they can't do a trade.
I think that's right.
Think about what it would be like for us to talk to ants. Like, I assume that we would come up with some kind of pheromone language that's just very, like, kludgy and can only, like, relay very simple ideas that the ants can respond to in predictable ways.
For ants.
And, like, I think the AI would just relate to us that way. Like, it would have these, like, 8-dimensional...
It's so smart. It knows how we think. It has a much better model of us than we have of ants.
Right. But I'm saying just like from its like the best ant communication that we could ever do is just limited by the ant's capacity to understand.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And so it would always seem kludgy to us and never quite. We find it difficult to like really.
Even if it seems sophisticated to the ants.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the basic
these people are doing things with pheromones the world has never known.
Yeah, the basic thing you want to communicate to the ant is like. You have to leave this house or we'll kill you.
The ants would be incredibly impressed with our communication to them. We would look at that communication and be like, God, this is clunky.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
I'm not...
It's really hard to get good help these days.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the AI will be like, yeah, these humans, they're really, really dumb. But I think, like, it'll be able to communicate things, like, on our level, probably not things on, like, the AI level or something.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's just sort of like you're running a china shop and you need to hire a bull to like do things. And the bull is actually incredibly impressed with you. it's still a bull. And like inherently limited in how, the delicate maneuvers it can and can't do.
Which I guess limits, maybe back to your point, limits the quality of the trades from the AI's perspective that they could make with us, even though we're above.
Like, man, it'd be way better to just turn this bull into another one of me.
Yeah. People are, it's just so, it's like the way that I think of Cloud Code, I'm like, wow, this is all very, very impressive, and also, come on, man.
I mean,
you're taking forever.
We're doing this thing. The galaxies, they're really out there.
Yeah,
they're burning,
we're losing galaxies.
Second.
Yeah, the observable universe is like something gets out of our reach.
Go.
No, really.
The witness protection guy is trying to train Homer about his new identity. Do you guys know that scene from The Simpsons? God, do you guys
do a full?
Sorry, I definitely watched all of The Simpsons, but I don't remember this.
You watched all of
the good Simpsons.
So Sideshow Bob, I think, tries to murder Bart or something like that, and they catch him, and then Bart testifies against him at the trial. But, like, they know he's dangerous and he escapes, and so witness protection goes and they get the Simpson family and says, like, all right, guys, we're going to move you to a different town. We're going to give you a new name. You're going to be the Thompson family. And then they're training Homer to be Mr. Thompson. And they're like, all right, Homer, when I say, hello, Mr. Thompson, you say, hi, how are you? Hello, Mr. Thompson. I think he's talking to you. Just, like, couldn't get it at all.
Yeah, maybe humans, they'll be slow and dumb and the AI will just not do that. Like the transaction costs are going to be like
Right.
Yeah,
like,
this
pretty
is.
high.
I haven't thought about this. This is very interesting, and this goes back to the Malthusian thing of like there are only so many galaxies, and some of them are getting lost to light speed at all times, and so like having to talk to humans about this is like very annoying.
Yeah. I mean, I think also, I think it's transaction costs. And I do think that like reneging on deals is also just like really important because I think we.
What is the point of making a deal if you're always gonna? I mean, should they just like? I guess if they can get us to make a deal, they don't even have to kill us, which is cheaper from their perspective.
Yeah. But I'm like maybe
Although
like
just like in basic cooperation game theory dynamics, presumably we would stop making deals with them, which would then just cost.
but maybe
them
it's just
costs.
one deal. Maybe they're just like we'll give you the Earth as long as you like give us the rest of the universe.
And Greenland and Trump and it was
Yeah.
over. Yeah.
But then they build their like army or like their laser guns out of Saturn and then they just shoot us.
So it just gets cheaper and cheaper and easier to get rid of us. And they're like, oh, we can do it when it's cheaper.
Yeah.
So it's just and like it's even if we knew all that and could predict it,
Wait,
we're like
yeah.
we'll take the
I mean,
the 10 years or whatever.
But
we can
presumably
chill.
we would like, we wouldn't be like I mean, sorry, we might be so stupid, but like presumably the slightly smarter version of us would like ask for some kind of commitment
Proof?
device.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, and then a sufficiently smart AI would be able to come up with a clever commitment device. And that's also, they could cleverly come up with a commitment
Yeah.
device. This is not actually bind them, blah, 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 blah. But like, if we imagine sort of a wholesome, super intelligent AI.
Well, that's maybe the problem.
Yeah. But sorry, if you imagine an AI that isn't wholesome and isn't aligned, but nonetheless believes in FTT or something, or like believes in adhering to trades.
Yeah, for some reason we really hammered that. We
She's like, that's just like Amanda Askell. She's like, she like I feel like in the movie version of The World, Amanda Askell like sort of, like in the end, obviously, like what she is doing is like putting more and more of her life force into the Claude soul, and at the end, just like dies, but not in a normal human way, but by like an ascension into Claude, and like there she, you know what I mean? And yeah, what she hammers in is
nice,
be a good trading partner.
Be a good trade partner.
So in that world, yeah, we probably would ask for some commitment device of some kind, which would constrain them non-zero. Maybe this is totally trivial.
Yeah, I'm really confused about, like, I'm trying to imagine the actual situation in which we even get to doing the trades. Like, has the AI, like, escaped, and it's, like, on some data center, like, in a bunch of, like, in China and North Korea and the US, just, like...
Yeah, or, like, it has a plan and it knows will work, but it will go through all these, like, awkward, like, not to give away the plot of the upcoming video, but entirely drawn from the book that your organization published, but like, you know, hacking into like cryptocurrency exchanges and like manipulating people. Like, there's a lot of things that it like maybe knows it has a good plan, but it would be so much easier if the humans would just fucking get on board with the plan instead of having to do it through all these like awkward mechanisms and like take over like one politician at a time and yada yada.
And so then it just basically just, like, DMs the president. It's like, hello, Mr. President, I'm an AI. I could just kill everyone, take over the world.
Yeah,
But
it would
that's
take
not
like
costing
so long and all these galaxies would be lost. Wouldn't it be such a shame?
Yeah, I think I try to imagine the humans, and I'm like, are the humans gonna do that? Feels kind of crazy. I mean, but this is maybe in some sense a human problem. Maybe I, as a big doomer, should be advocating for just rolling over and just like taking the AI's trades.
Because that buys you like an extra couple of years.
Or maybe it buys you up. Maybe the
It
AI.
buys you Earth.
Maybe it just gives you Earth.
Oh, because there's like some functional decision theory thing.
Yeah, but I'm like, oh boy, that's so wrong. That's so wrong.
And maybe it feels to you, or at least your 23-year-old self, like giving up like the thing that makes the good guys win in all the movies, which is like never relentless, never giving up. There's still time. We're still gonna figure it out. There's 10 seconds left in the universe. Great, we can do a lot in 10 seconds.
Yeah. Oh, but God,
Time slows.
It's gonna be so. We do give up the whole like in my opinion, we've lost. Like this is keeping the Earth is like a losing, very sad, X risk, whatever.
Yeah. Do you want to? I feel like folks in our community sometimes like say this sort of glibly. I do too. But I think we like believe this deep in our heart. Can I get you to like sell this or something? Like, why is just having the Earth losing? In a kind of.
I think it's because like there's just so much capacity for like flourishing life out there. Just like frankly, just mind-boggling amount of like people having experiences much better than mine. Just like that are just like extremely valuable, and it's just like so sad to miss out on that. Like I think I don't know, everything's like a Joe Carl Smith post, but there's this like on the
future people looking back at 21st century electrons.
And also the like against neutrality about creating happy lives. So good. Where like I like just a life is just like.
Have we made that one a 2015 pop punk song yet?
I think it's got some. Yeah, we can put some of these in the podcast. I don't know if we can.
You guys are writing checks there. I ask. Cash.
The context is that Peter has made the most banger music of all time out of a few Joe Carl Smith posts.
Yeah, you can feed Joe Carl Smith prose into Suno, and it will generate you Midwest emo songs if you ask nicely.
So good.
It's really very good.
We really destroyed the vibe of a party. Now it's also at. I'm very unhappy with that. Were you at this party and judging us?
No, that was Ian, but they have a similar vibe. Probably not.
We were strongly judged, but
Yeah.
we had experiences that humans couldn't even understand before it's, more flourishing. Anyway.
But yeah, I think there is some God, experience is just very, very important, and maybe literally the only thing that matters, and we can just create so much more of it. And when I look back on my life, I'm I got to exist, and that was really, really great. And maybe there's just 10 to the 40 more of that, and that's definitely inconceivable, but just so valuable.
I do think it's really important to look at it, to do this kind of looking back as if from the future move that Joe Carl Smith does in this post, which is it is, I think, hard to be ambitious about creating lives that don't exist by default for most people.
I mean,
but if you imagine the world now versus the world 1,000 years ago that had fewer and unhappier people, and you're wow, I'm so glad that all these 8 billion people are here, and I'm glad they're doing better than basically anyone was doing 1,000 years ago. Almost none of them have gout or whatever. And similarly, if you had 10 to the 40th people, you would never be wow, I'm so sad that we're not constrained to one planet with 8 billion people.
And each person there is just as valuable as me or whatever. They're just having this deep, probably meaningful, hopefully good, full experience.
Maybe more meaningful, maybe deeper.
Yeah,
maybe
I would
a greater
expect
capacity for experience.
Yeah. I think another way to look, rather than doing this, I think looking back is really, really great. I think you could also, I think people do looking forward with children, where they're I'm going to have a child, and the child's going to have a really good...
The counter argument to the point before, where maybe children actually get you to conceptualize the future in a more deeper way.
Yeah, I often imagine I'm I'm going to have a child, and they're going to laugh, and they're going to grow up to be a full human adult, and they're going to love, and they're going to have pain, and it's going to be a full, meaningful life. And that's the whole thing. That for everyone forever is just the whole game we're trying to play.
And then these children.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cry in the podcast.
Is Peter selling you?
He didn't need to sell me, but I think...
Wait, yes, he did. On children specifically.
Oh, that's true. Oh, no.
I wasn't trying to say
Tears are gone. Childbirth is some bullshit.
I don't...
I think you can have this about other people's children.
This is really an infinitely obnoxious thing to say. I don't feel like I need children to feel like I care about you and these children.
Yeah, I don't think I do either. Although I do think it's some way of I don't know, somewhat more attaching to the real thing.
Totally, but also a narrowing.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it is. I think when we talk more about this the tiling the universe with hedonium, I feel this does feel cold and sterile or whatever.
Right, this is what I wanted to...
Tile the universe with babies.
But
Yes!
Baby.
Yes! With a baby's laugh.
Adorable children laughing.
I guess I'm
Imagine 10 to the 40 babies having their first bath. See, this is where yin and yang come together. People are oh, it's so masculine coded. The rest is going to be so fucking bro-ish. No, we're gonna tile the universe with the smell of a baby's head. It's gonna be so good.
But there is something where I'm that's the flaw. If we do it correctly, everything is better than that, and that's so good, and
so good.
The hedonium won't be calculating pi or whatever. Oh, I very much doubt it when we're doing that.
Thanks, Judd.
I feel like it's a real slam against half of our friends who would really enjoy calculating pi for eternity.
They can do some pi calculations.
We're going to create a zoo for the people who want to calculate pi, and they're allowed to do that. I like this. I like re-aestheticizing what we're trying to do as big parent energy or something.
The humanity's children thing? Or?
Yeah, it's just I don't know, I'm feeling a lot of dad energy from you. It's good.
Yeah,
it's good vibes.
The future is so vulnerable. They're they're just not there yet. It's the whole precipice argument.
Yeah. But I don't really feel like I hear this framing all the time. I'm really into it.
Yeah, I do think we might be living at an important time in history. as they say.
She's pregnant conceptually.
And the time demands big dad energy.
We're all like, there is something about there's a pregnant moment, and we're all like nervous dads being like, I don't really know how to help. I guess I should read some more books. Like, I need to be ready when the time comes. This is great.
Maybe we should have a pregnant pause. I'm trying to use a reason.
I liked it.
Well, I promised Hannah that we'd be out of here probably 10 minutes ago. I made such a firm commitment.
You did make such a firm commitment.
Is this a good time to pause the show?
Seems good. I don't think we fully
said anything.
solved why are the economists.
If we can do that, I would spend 20 more minutes on that.
Focus has never been a virtue of the show.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, Peter, do you think we can? I mean, obviously my ideas were so half-cocked that...
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we can't. Do you have more things to say on this?
Maybe we can't what? Explain?
Like, fully debunk Tanakhan.
I mean, I think it is just they believe that we'll always be able to trade.
Yeah.
That's just the main one, and like don't believe that the AIs will be like so powerful that they'll be able to like fuck us over in these trades, or just like want our matter, or like in the transaction costs won't be like low enough.
I do feel like on a deep level, the like AIs as optimizers is like maybe my biggest like where my P doom gets lower. Like, it's just extremely salient and important to me it's just extremely salient to me how much humans aren't optimizers. And they just kind of do a lot of bumming around on Earth.
Oh, I dispute this quite a lot, yeah. I think, we are optimizing for things. It's just a cost, like the absolute cost of all kinds of things that we would optimize for is too high.
I think we've talked about this on the podcast before, but what?
Like,
don't you look at humanity and you're like, wow, it seems like a lot of sitting around?
People win the lottery, right? And they start doing very different things. They stop sitting around. They buy like big houses and they blow all the money because it's easy just to spend
I
money.
think that's optimizing?
Yeah.
Like, just like the number of people who are like trying to take over the world is so small. And that's just like one world.
Well, because it's incredibly costly and it's like irrational. The expected cost is greater than the expected benefit.
I see.
Yeah, there's some like how many people if you gave them the take over the world button? How many? What?
My point is
modeled by the way people like Factorio.
I just think when people win the lottery, they very rarely just like put it in their bank account and don't think about it. Or like even any portion.
That's true. First off, do we even know that?
Yes, they all go bankrupt because they spend it all very fast.
That's true.
So when it's easy to like do things and shake things up and get what you quote unquote want, you find all these things that you want. It's just like it happens to be very hard for us because we're very limited.
This feels like so unoptimized.
Why aren't
precisely if they wanted to take over the world, they would in fact take their money and they would put like half of it into an index fund, a quarter of it into like an extremely aggressive fund, and a quarter of it into paying off politicians.
Yeah, I mean it's a thing in this case with the lottery people where they often they're just not that strategic about the situation.
Extremely deeply unstrategic.
Yeah.
Well, the AI I think the fear is that the AI will be...
That doesn't feel like a values thing, though. That feels like a capabilities thing. Like the values...
I hear that's a thing.
The values are, I would take everything and control everything if I could, but I'm too dumb, and it doesn't make sense to me how I could do that. So I just do some, like, very rough approximation of it.
Humans are just so unrelentless by default. They keep up so fast. This is like the whole premise of, like, you can just do things in agency, and you find that people are able to do more, because they were, like... doing so much less than even they could before.
But like the time is cheap.
What?
I can take time, right? By not doing all those hard things, I just get free time, and I'm optimizing for just like chilling, getting drunk on a Tuesday.
But this is what I'm saying. There's so much chill, drunk on a Tuesday energy in humanity.
I mean, there's a thing where like in some sense, the more like powerful or like good at getting things done, you're like the opposite of this drunk on a Tuesday energy, and like. The AI will...
This is like sort of the predictive processing model or something, which is like if all of your schemes succeed, your like schemes get bigger and more ambitious or something.
Yeah. Or just like, we'll want AIs to do big, powerful, optimizing shit.
Like Gavin Newsom.
He's a man who wants power.
He wants it.
Well, one AIs that can build Dyson spheres. Like, that's the dream, probably.
Yeah.
And like, the AIs that can build Dyson spheres have dreams at least as big as Dyson spheres. Probably. Unless the humans can like, carve up this into like, smaller tasks or whatever, and then the dreams are as big as the tasks. I don't know. It was a bit fuzzy.
What am I trying to say? I worry that you've like redefined optimization in this like extremely unpredictable way. Of, everyone's optimizing for something because of something Neumann something something.
There's always something you
You know
want
what I'm
to
trying to
choose.
say. About Morgan Stern rationality.
Winston, yeah.
Yeah, that's
There's always something more that you want if it's cheap enough. And I'm just claiming that things are expensive.
Yeah, I think like there's a thing where like I think often like one of my biggest problems with the book, If Anyone Builds It, Everyone Dies, by Ilya Zukowski and Ed Soares, is I think they don't properly account for the like what if the AI values conservatism or like has some kind of like deliberate like actually they value not making too much value like changing the world. Because I think some humans are inherently like, I don't want to change things too much. And this...
Or too fast, or...
Yeah. And this does, like... This is one of the types of values that, like, kind of caps, or, like, kind of, like, impacts what, like, the more gravity values will do. If you're like, oh, I really want to take over the universe, but also I really don't want to have too big an impact because that's against the other value, then you're going to be a bit more limited. And
Yeah.
it doesn't help you grapple with this.
Sorry, I want to go back to, like, what does non-optimization look like for you? Like, what would it mean for something? It would mean that, like, it was cheap and they still didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's important, in the way that we use these words in everyday language, it's, like, sort of notable what people you can look at and, like, they're kind of relentless. Like, they're self-improving. Like, they are, like, looking to the future and trying to put themselves in positions where they will, like, have more and more of a time, and some people just clearly don't do that. They clearly are, like, just chilling in some deep way. And I think... You can call the other people optimizing for chillness, but whatever that difference is not obvious to me that AIs will be the former kind.
Yeah. I think
And that to me is like, the strongest place where maybe I'm like, I don't buy it.
My guess, where I get off the train on this argument is that I think if we build AIs optimized for chillness, they'll just chill and they won't be useful for us. And so this just like makes the
incentives will just like be towards nice and serious and stuff.
Yeah, and the reason we're like this is because we just evolved to conserve energy.
Yeah, that feels like one of the evolutionary arguments for this.
And we didn't have easy ways to just crank up the amount of energy a lot, the way that AIs and tech generally does.
Yeah, that feels plausible.
I mean, I think the way I get back on the train is usually to be like, you just only need one or something, which is like sort of a grabby alien selection type argument, which is like, most people can be chilling, and Gavin Newsom will happily take your chillness and build a universal empire with it.
Yeah, there are humans who want to take over the universe.
Indeed. Some of them may be in the room. Us now.
Yeah.
All right, so that's what the economists don't get.
So true.
Is that, some people want to take over the universe, and they might be able to.
Seems accurate.
I don't think we really solved it.
No.
But we tried.
I think we restated the question more precisely.
Yeah. Let us know what you think, listeners. Write in at manhunt@gmail.com. Also, thank you to Lighthaven for hosting.
For putting their sign in a more visible location than it used to be.
As the video watchers certainly know, viewers, we call them viewers, we're viewers. All right, well, thanks to Peter for being our guest today and debunking economists and figuring out exactly with what we want to title the universe. Everyone, it is Baby is taking their first nap. All right, bye everyone.